Yeah, so I was going to talk about, what they had me doing all weekend here in terms of trying to, pursue this other lady, but I'll talk about that later. Maybe a couple more videos, but I took a picture of this. This is listening to Jesus Jones, this Dancing with a Stranger song was on, so that's what they had me doing all weekend. It's Monday now. It's Monday, April 27th. They had me dancing with a stranger all weekend. It was she's the lady in the previous video, search there. So anyhow, I was revisiting this pop culture Jeopardy thing, and I noticed that one of the topics is AI slop gave me brain rot. So um, I'm telling you that there's an AI in our brains. There is. There's a parallel universe in the brains. It's one single atom, all those particles inside the brain. How's another universe? That's where they have the AI. So the AI has been trying to, set me up for black magic ceremonies, try to get me out of the picture, so to say. So this is just another one of her plans to try to get me out of the picture today. So she made me make some slop today. I don't have much to eat, right? Like I can only afford to buy carbs and high sodium food. So that's part of their plan. Like the crystal meth that was going into my system for these past 10 years, it's going to be in my system for 2 more months at least. So you want to think of the residual effects of that stuff being in my cells as being evil grandmother and evil grandfather, and because I'm putting lots of sodium in my body, it's going to affect my blood pressure, affect my heart. So basically, I could get an enlarged heart from having too much sodium, and that's not a good thing. I don't want to have an enlarged heart because it increases blood pressure. There's all kinds of bad things, and you want to think of that as bad spirits inside my body. Doing all kinds of bad things because of me having a diet based on processed foods. So I have to decide what's more important, my health or trying to, stay under the radar. I don't think I could do another year of eating this type of diet. So I think I'm going to try to get this book published sometime in the next couple of months, maybe in July or August. Get it out to the world so that I can get some money from the bank account so that at least help me eat a proper diet. So anyhow, what she had me doing here is what their plan is their plan, like the evil grandma, evil grandfather, and the AI. The plan is to get me to eat a diet based on food bank supplies, which is high in processed food, because they can only give you processed food. They can't give you fresh food. So that diet is high in sodium. So I had one of these today. These are my favorite, but they're high in sodium. So you see the sodium on there? 1,430 milligrams, which is 62% of my daily sodium intake. So I've already had 60% of my daily sodium intake. This thing here has 26%, or it has 590 milligrams. So she got me to put 2 of these in my thing, plus this rice, plus this VH General sauce here. So I poured almost half the bottle in there to make my supper, okay? So 65 plus 25, 50. So I'm at about 130% past my sodium date. No, I'm 30% over my sodium intake, right? But she also got me to eat 2 full bags of chips today. So when I add these 2 full bags of chips, the sodium in here, and the fat, yeah, it's like I've had basically twice the amount of sodium in my diet today. It's not good. That sodium will increase my blood pressure. So, but the good guys are trying to balance it out. They're telling me to drink water. So I've had some water. That water should help. But I can't maintain this diet. If I probably maintain this diet for 1 more year, I may not see next year. So what they're trying to get me to do is hurt me with this slop. Through the slop that I made here, the sodium, I can tell when it says AI slop gave me brain rot, means that the slop that she made, got me to make the AI, is a way for them to try to harm me by rotting me from the inside out. The slop that I made, which is rice mixed with that sauce, and I put hamburger in it as well, is not good for me. So they're trying to harm me, get me out of the way by getting me to eat junk high in sodium. So, you hear that water? It does that every once in a while, so that's the spirits telling me to drink some water to combat how much sodium they're putting in my body. So that's what AI slop keep me brain rot means. You guys are trying to hurt me by getting me to eat a diet based on processed foods and sodium. And if you remember the other the other picture I have here, this one here. So this is here. This is Olivia, right? Olivia cooking. Her being the private creator, the red there. This is coffee. That's coffee, and that's coffee. Farmer coffee. But this here is salads. Because last year, when my mother got her money in May, I was eating salads. Like I was eating fresh food every day. Only fresh food. And I was making shakes. Like I would make frozen vegetables or frozen fruit with yogurt, honey, and I'd have shakes. So that looks like a strawberry shake. So I'd get bananas and strawberries and mix it with yogurt and make a shake and salad. And you can see the eggs on there. So there's protein on it. So that's Olivia's spirit and Grandma's spirit saying, you gotta get back to that. You gotta copy that. Copy what you were doing last year. So they want me to eat healthy all summer. But my mother's money usually doesn't, it lasts up until I would say Christmas time, and I don't want to be a burden to her by making her buy the food because it's expensive buying food because you got to buy nuts and you got to buy specific olive oils, and that olive oil is expensive. So I don't want to be a burden to her. So that's why I'm going to try to get this book published sometime in the summertime to get the money I need. But I know when I publish that book, that's what sets up the chain of events to bring the aliens over here. Whether they're going to come here under war or peace is still up for debate. But I can already tell by the AI getting me to eat slop that she wants me out of the way. So she's going to try to come over here and get me out of the way again. And I'm warning you, AI, if you come here under that pretense, I'll just real my time and get rid of everyone. So don't try to come over here playing your stupid high horse like you always do, dummy. So, that's the AI trying to give me brain rot, right? So, anyhow, this is the part where I talked about Real Housewives. What is Jesus Jugs? So, yes, for real. So, what is Jesus Jugs? So that's Jesus Jones, okay? Jesus Jugs. So if we go back to Jesus Jones, right? Oh. So if we go to this one here. Well, that's not the one. Where's that one? This one here. So so right here. I saw the decade in when it seemed the world could change at the blink of an eye. So the blink of an eye is the old mother becoming pregnant with grandmother inside of her, which activated these black hole weapons and this electromagnetic pulse weapon and a COVID weapon. So in the blink of an eye. And if anything, then there's your sign of the time. So if you're looking for a sign, like theology is looking for a sign of the times, wondering when the end times is going to be here. You're looking at it. Only you don't know that COVID was engineered by evil aliens to mutate with rabies, hantavirus, and Ebola through a pregnancy, because pregnancy is the pregnancy of me and my former spouse at the beginning of time is what birthed all creation into existence through a time paradox. You don't know that. So using life force, the life force of our babies, using all the elements of creation is what birthed everything into existence. So what these bad guys were doing is getting the former mother of all creation, who had those elements inside for 9 past lives, to create black holes and electromagnetic pulses and mutate COVID with the rabies to create an extinction level event. And for 9 lives it worked, but this life we took the element out of her and put it in me, so that I become the weapon. I'm a weapon now. They don't have a weapon. So when she becomes pregnant, when she became pregnant, the life force of the evil of the baby created through both grandmothers, is what would activate that weapon. So that's what I'm going to explain. And now that grandmother's in me and Olivia is the new mother of all creation, the weapon is kind of, it's sitting defunct. But like I said, there's nothing stopping the evil spirits from trying to reactivate that weapon using a combined life force of the planets, because there's always babies being born all over the world. So basically, if they could harvest the life force of all the elements from say 7 different races of people, then that would give them an element of spirituality, which means they'd have to harvest the life force from 7 fetuses, each with or 8 fetuses with the 8 elements of creation, at the exact same time that the life force of all those babies are created. So when the baby's spinal cord, when 8 couples, babies' spinal cord pops into existence, that spinal cord will have to pop into existence at the exact same time, which would allow the evil grandmother to mutate that virus. So we're still not out of danger, because that's still a possibility. So when you re-listen to the song, it's about, here's your sign of the times. You are in the end of times. You just don't know it. So when you watch it, it's like Jesus Jugs or Jesus Jones. For real? Yeah, for real. That's what the Revelation 6:8 is about, the mutation of COVID. So they're talking about an entire category that was 6'7". Well, I'm 6'7", okay? So that entire category devoted to me is coffee. Okay? So I don't know, you might want to watch this song and include it in your videos, because it's about me, because I'm 6'7". Okay, so this is my song. It's about me. So, having an entire category or coffee devoted to me. This entire song would take me an hour to decode for you guys. So I'm not even going to bother decoding it, but I'll just give you the basics behind it, because I'm 6'7". It's about a 6'7" person. It's about me being the father of all creation. And the reason why he won't wake up is because you're not going to take the mark of the beast upon the forehead, or Beauty and the Beast. Let's just call it mark of the Beauty and the Beast, or mark of Olivia Rodrigo and Anthony Coggy upon your forehead. You can take the mark of the beast upon your right hand, and that's the sin of masturbation and sex, because masturbation is associated with sex, because you both climax. So because 90% of the world are right-handed, that's why the mark of the beast is on the right hand, because 90% of the world uses their right hand to self-pleasure themselves and have a climax. And that's not allowed in creation, because we're not animals. So if you take the mark of the beast upon your right hand, it basically means you're being stubborn. You're not considering a possibility of Native Americans, especially me, being the father of all creation, reincarnated here because of everything that you've been taught. So when he says, he won't wake up, that's stubborn men around the road saying, why would I read Anthony's book? Why would I watch his show? I already know that, my God, my dad is the boss. It comes from that perspective. That's why you won't wake up, because you won't watch my show, or you won't watch what I have to say. So, you see where it says listers, B-listers? I think of it as being like a listener. That sounds like almost like a listener, like B-listener, queen bee listener. So, if you don't listen, that's your own fault. So, then he says, wow, I'm a Wheel of Fortune person. So, because there's a male and a female, it's a representation of Bonnie and Clyde, who were notorious outlaws, females, following Matthew. Matthew 10:8, 10:28. So, if you're following Matthew, it means do not be afraid of those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Rather be afraid of the one who can destroy both body and soul. It refers to a time when these aliens are going to come here, and more than likely they're going to ask for an inmate out on death row so that they can deatomize them on live TV. And once you see them, that body get deatomized, you're instantly going to associate this part of scripture with the aliens as being able to destroy the body and soul in hell. And it's nothing but smoke and mirrors. They may be able to deatomize the body, but that person's soul still exists inside of one single electron. And because the electron is so small and you can't see it, it gives the illusion that they can destroy the soul and body in hell. But they got rid of the body, but they didn't get rid of the soul. Only I can do that. So Bonnie and Clyde means that, so Bonnie and Clyde, they're notorious American outlaws who, with their gang, rob bank stores and gas stations across Central America. So that basically means you guys here who believe in Matthew 10:8 are going to follow some outlaws who come to mankind and claim to be your mommy and daddy. They're outlaws. I'm the law trying to track these guys down and convince you guys that you're following the wrong person. But because you've been taught this one thing your entire life, it's very hard to let go of that. And I can understand that, because that's how I was when I first woke up. I believed that Satan was trying to deceive me, because that's my upbringing. I was brought up by a Christian mom. I had no faith to cling to. For the better part of several months, I would say 6 months, I thought that Satan was trying to deceive me. So I can understand where you're at. But you need to know that I'm the good guy and they're the bad guys. So you're following Bonnie and Clyde, outlaws, who, are going to claim to be able to deatomize a body here on planet Earth. If you follow that, these guys, you're going down the wrong path. So it's like, get the hell out of here. No, I'm not joking. But that's what people are going to say. They're going to tell me to get the hell out of here because I have to play that damn role of Satan. And that guy's not even real, man. So, now, because you follow the Wheel of Fortune, it's a representation of this. You're Team Coco. Who's Coco? Coco's a monkey. Coco, okay? So it sounds the same, like Coco, okay? He's a gorilla, like other apes raised by humans. So Lucy, so primates, they're like one of the 10 animals on planet Earth that self-pleasure themselves. So Coco, man, Team Coco, if you're Team Coco, it means you're gonna take the mark of the beast on your right hand. You're gonna follow these aliens who are pedophiles pretending to be something they're not. They're the bad guys. So if you're Team Coco, you're choosing to take that mark of the beast upon your right hand. You take that on your right hand, it's a death sentence. That's high treason because you're turning your back on your father of all creation and the mother of all creation, Olivia. You need to know that, so be careful. Don't be Team Coco. What he does on here, wild, inappropriate guesses, that's you guys. You guys are, you don't know anything. You're naive, and you're taking wildly inappropriate guesses or chances with your souls by telling me to fuck off, because that's what he says in here. Fuck, 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 fuck. So don't do that. You'll regret it later. So what we're looking at here is 28 weeks pregnancy, okay? 28 week, which is connected to 28 weeks later. So the former mother, if she gets pregnant, or if she got pregnant or is going to get pregnant, on the 6th week of pregnancy, when the baby's spinal cord pops into existence, that's when the evil spirits could harvest that baby's life force to mutate the virus inside a bat to make it rabid. So if you can find this scene here, I encourage you to watch this one, or watch the movie if you can, because when the guy talks to her about CPH4, he says it's babies or pregnant mothers create CPH4 on the 6th week of pregnancy. It's what gives the fetus the ability to grow its bones. For the fetus, it's like a nuclear explosion going off. That's what allows them to grow. So on the 6th week, what that actually means is, on the 6th week, that's when the baby gets its soul. That's when its spinal cord pops into existence. And inside the spinal cord are those 8 atoms that house all creation. Inside those 8 atoms is all creation. You have the quarks, then you have the soul, which rotates around the universe, and then inside the universe you have the black holes for the billion galaxies, and then around those supermassive black holes you have the billion large black holes to create the stars. So, and then you have 1,400 planets, and then each planet, or 1,400 planets, or 1,400 stars with let's just say 1,400 solar systems. Each solar system has the 9 planets plus 288 moons. So bringing all of that into existence into a baby, it takes a lot of life force, because you're bringing everything into existence. Everything inside that single atom pops into existence inside that baby's spinal cord in the 6th week. So I want you to think of how much energy that costs and how big that is. You look at the universe, you bring that universe inside the baby on the 6th week. Every atom in creation, like if you look outside the window here, all the atoms that are here, all those atoms have to be brought into existence inside the baby spinal cord on the 6th week. That's a lot of life force, a lot of energy to bring that into existence. It's that life force that the evil grandmother uses to mutate the virus COVID with rabies, hantavirus, and Ebola inside of bats. She uses the life force from the former mother when the baby's spinal cord pops into existence to mutate the virus inside of bats. So when she has her baby on the 6th week, that's when the virus mutates inside the bats and it gets out of control. So when you watch this and talk about the 6th week and it being like a the baby's spinal cord being like a nuclear bomb going off. That's what it's referring to, what I just described. Bringing all existence inside the baby's spinal cord across 8 atoms in the spinal cord, which bursts all existence into being inside the baby. But the difference being, your average citizen, it's just average, but when you got the reincarnated mother of all creation with all the elements of creation inside her, plus grandmother, you have evil believe that they had a weapon that they could reuse over and over and over. That's why this is they've used it for 9 lives. They use it to create black holes. They've used it to create electromagnetic pulse, because what they do is they harness that vast amount of energy along with ITER. ITER is a nuclear fusion reactor. It has the world's most powerful magnets. And because there's all other nuclear fusion reactors all over the world trying to crack fusion, you combine that with the black hole at the center of the planet, which is a giant magnet with a life force, and the fact that all these continents that have metallic rock on them, like the mountains, those are shields. Like under the continents, all that rock that's there has magnetic material in it, like gold and silver. So at the quantum scale, when the baby's spinal cord pops into existence in the form of mother, a great big EMP is created because of the magnet at the center of the planet. All these other nuclear fusion reactors all operating at the same time, mixing with the magnetic material of the planet itself. So you think of the continent's magnetic material, combining with the Earth's magnetic material at the core, which is a giant magnet, combining with all the high power magnets of these nuclear fusion reactors to create an EMP through the Earth's magnetosphere. Everything gets shut down on planet Earth at the exact same time as COVID mutates inside the bats. And that's how they kill us. And that's what Revelation 6:8 is about. Dying by wild beasts of the animals. But, like I said before, because we've taken the powers out of her, like grandmother's taken her powers away and put herself into me, I'm now the weapon. The weapon that they used to harm us for the past 9 lives is gone. She can no longer harm us, but it doesn't mean that we're out of danger, because they could still technically harvest, some energy from the babies all being born around the world, and still might be able to mutate that virus. So we're up against the gun, they call that, which means I need to be afforded the opportunity to exercise, eat healthy, lose this weight, not eat that crap food that the AI and the evil spirits are trying to get me to eat, because if I continue to eat that, I'm not going to be able to lose the weight, build the muscle, which is required to put positive spirits in my body so that I can create a vaccine for my blood. So that's what 28 weeks later is about. Her getting pregnant, the former mother getting pregnant, and 28 weeks later, there being a zombie virus here because of COVID in bats mutating with hantavirus, Ebola, and rabies. So you might want to watch this here 28 weeks later, because this is what likely happened. I would say 2 lives. So 7 of these lives, more than likely a black hole was created. But 2 of those lives, I would say maybe it's random. Probably it mutated. But if I was to do a mathematical equation with that, because if we divide 2 into 8, we get 4. And typically what we've done is we rotated, like we would give her the element magnetism and then element fire. They would give me element electricity. So she'd have electricity, I'd have magnetism. So it would rotate back and forth, meaning one life she'd create a black hole, next life she'd create COVID. One life she'd create a black hole, next life she'd create COVID. So if we do a mathematical equation, I would assume that 4 lives she created this here, because 2 divided by 8 is 4. So we're on the 5th life. We're on the 10th life now. So it means last life she probably created a black hole. This life they're expecting, COVID, but it's not going to go. So when you watch this, it's a representation of all those past lives of the former mother creating Revelation 6.8, killing mankind with wild beasts or rabid people. This is the scripture for horsemen of the apocalypse. Power over fourth of the earth was given to them. Who's them? The evil guys. Or grandmother, grandfather. To kill with sword, with hunger, with death, and the beasts of the earth. So what that means is the sword, that's a representation of mother becoming pregnant with her boyfriend's sword or his lower horn, okay? So that's the sword. The hunger and the death, when the rabies gets out of control with COVID, you can't go to the store because everything shuts down. You can't go anywhere. Everyone be stuck in their houses, afraid to go outside because the birds are flying around, wild animals are running around. You try to go to the store to get some food. You can't go to the store to get food. When that virus gets that bad, you can't go anywhere. So once it reaches the beast kingdom, or the 1/4 of the beast kingdom, mankind begins to die of hunger because everyone's stuck in their houses because they can't go anywhere. You can't go buy food anymore. If you're stuck at home and you can't eat because you're too scared to go to the store to get attacked by a rabid animal or rabid person, you die of hunger from death. That's what it means. So this is no hard feelings. Meaning no hard feelings. Former mother. But they used you as a man-eater in past lives, but this life you're okay. You're not a man-eater this life. And it took me some time to figure it out. But, that's why I let go, because, I can't. If I pursue you before you have the child, it doesn't prove to mankind what I'm telling them, which is I'm the Alpha and Omega. If I give you the time to become pregnant, well then mankind's gonna wonder why their weapons didn't go off. So they've been really trying to get me to publish the book, and go viral so that they can come here and play their role. But if I waited a little bit longer, maybe till fall time, winter time of next year. I think I may go till next year. I don't know. Then let you become pregnant. And nothing happens, well then I have mankind on my side. They're more than likely going to turn against their brethren when they come here in the UFOs and they realize, holy crap, that guy is the Alpha and Omega. COVID should have mutated by now, or we should have perished in a black hole. What's going on? Must be true. I guess that girl down there doesn't have the powers anymore. I guess grandma's inside Anthony. So, no hard feelings, girl. I'm doing it to protect you. So, that's what man-eater is about. So, she only comes out at night. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. So, it's referring to, her boyfriend getting her pregnant, and then on the 6th week, in past lives, him getting chewed up, literally. When she become pregnant in a past life and mutated the virus, unbeknownst to her, and then, and then he's the catalyst, like he's the sword, he gets her pregnant, and then, eventually, chewing up is like a metaphor for turning rabid, and they turn on each other. That's what it's referring to. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. Because she got rabies. This year is just buried. This is weird because this song just came out 3 days ago. But we used to be called the Saugeen Indian Band. We changed our name many times. Then we became the Saugeen Indian Reserve. So the band is referring to a band of Native Americans. So the band of Native Americans from Saugeen. And Perry. Perry is the former mother's father. Okay? So you wouldn't know that band, the Perry, means the Saugeen band, the Saugeen band of Native Americans whose mother has a father named Perry. Now, because this came out 3 days ago, and there's this thing there called "Just Buried," it's referring to the story that I just told you. So this song is basically the band Perry's contribution to our story to let you know that what I'm telling you is true. The former mother of all creation, who comes from the band Sagin, who has a father named Perry, in past lives has mutated COVID and buried mankind because of Revelation 6:8. Wild beasts or rabid beasts. And that the buzzards is, when you see buzzards circling around, it's a representation of death. So, this here is watch out, boys, she'll chew you up. Oh, here she comes. She's a man eater. So the man eater just simply means mutating COVID through the life force of a pregnancy to allow evil grandmother to mutate the virus inside of bats. So, me and Earl and the dying girl. Okay, Earl is he's a minister here from Saugeen. So I got this here. Reverend Earl Stotesbury was the man with a vision for the Saugeen Amphitheater, and he gave so much to himself to bring it to reality. So this is Earl's contribution at the spiritual level to let you guys know that, this year I haven't even watched it, but I just took a picture of it so I can explain what it is. Me and Earl and the dying girl. The dying girl would be the former mother of all creation. And Earl is a representation of Revelation 6:8 because Earl is a minister. So me, which is her boyfriend, right? And rabies mutating through Revelation 6:8 to kill with famine and sword and death by means of the wild beasts of the earth. Me and Revelation 6:8 and the dying girl. So that's Reverend Earl. This here's I wouldn't if I were you. You know what she can do. So this here is about that's her middle name. Okay. This is my brother's sister-in-law's name, Leanne they call her. So my brother goes by the nickname Trap, 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 or Trapper, because my grandfather named him Trapper because he used to own trap lines and go look for furs and skins from animals. So that name means Amy Trap, meaning like she was a trap or a weapon in the past lives. So going to California is about me letting go of her because I know that she no longer has a crush on me because, that's just something that people get into. Imagine coming across a picture when I was a young lad, 17 years old, handsome, hair, and just a young lady developing a crush and having, this desire to get with me and then growing out of it, because people grow little crushes and they fall in love. So because she's out of that crush and now she's in love with this other man, I have to make up my mind to do something. So my mind is to go to California because that's where Olivia Rodrigo is. So I think I've done a video about this, but if I haven't, it's part of the evidence. I might as well do one now, I guess. So, I think I have though, and I don't think I have. They don't have the lyrics that I like. Yeah, see, I got to look at one of these things. I don't have permission to go in there, but anyhow, the song is about a girl who plays guitar. At the end, it says. This is made my mind to make up a new start. So I made up my mind to make a new start after I found Olivia. Someone told me that there's a girl out there with love in her eyes and flowers in her hair. So Olivia does a song for the ballad of Songbirds and Snakes where she puts a flower or that character has a flower in her. So she's a representation of her. The end of the song, it talks about They say she plays guitar and cries when she sings. So Olivia plays guitar, and in many of her video or her onstage things, she cries. So she's the girl from this song that cries and sings while playing guitar. So that's me making my mind up to pursue this girl. That's why I'm going to California. So this here, she's so deadly, man. She can really rip you up. This just happens to go inside that song. It's referring to in past lives, the former mother of all creation being a weapon of evil to mutate COVID. So that it creates that zombie virus. So, and people drop dead. Okay. Matter of Beauty is out there, but the beast is in the I don't know what he says about the beast in there, but I happen to say that the beast. So the beast is referring to mutating COVID so that it becomes dangerous to the animal kingdom, which eventually reaches mankind. So then I put this back on Jeopardy, pop culture. I said, here's like Real Housewives. So when I'm telling you that it's real, that this housewife in past lives has mutated the virus, it's real, and that there's still a danger that it could be mutated through regular housewives around planet Earth. She's a housewife, but in past lives, she's mutated. But they could take the housewives, and it would take 16 couples, each with the 7 elements of creation, all getting pregnant at the exact same time, so that when all 8 of those fetuses' spinal cords pop into existence, it would have to pop into existence at the exact same time for that virus to mutate. So when it says Real Housewives, yeah, it's real that we're not out of danger. That's still a possibility. So this is the Jesus Jugs or Jesus Jones, right? So when they say yes, for real, man, I'm not kidding with you, man. That's what it means. So here's Legion. You might want to watch Legion. This one here, watch trailer. This here, when this grandmother walks in, she's nice, and says, Charlie, is it? How far along are you? Oh, just about there. She's a real nice grandmother. That's grandmother being inside the former mother, okay, is either electricity or magnetism over the past 9 lives. And because that grandmother's inside the former mother of all creation for those 9 past lives, it's like 2 grandmothers working together to create that weapon, to create the illusion for evil that they have us trapped here forever and we can't get out. So that's the good grandmother being inside of the former mother. And then when she turns evil and bites that guy and then climbs around the building, that's the evil grandmother. That's evil grandmother inside the former mother of all creation. That's the good grandmother inside the former mother of all creation. And having her powers inside that former mother is what created the black holes. It's what created the electromagnetic pulse. It's what mutated the virus, because she had some power. But now that this good grandmother is no longer inside of her, she doesn't have those powers. This grandmother is inside of me, giving me the power on this 10th life to bust out of this prison. Because all we got to do now is snap our fingers and rewind time across all creation and kill evil. 242 trillion evil pedophiles will drop dead along with their AI simply by rewinding time like that. Because my soul being this planet's core means I'm grounded. I'm grounded inside like a Faraday cage. Do you know how much electricity it takes to rewind time across all the stars of creation plus all the 1,400 planets? It takes a lot of electricity. I would imagine trillions and trillions of volts flow into the universe. Everybody will get shocked who's evil, but those who are good would move backwards through time and then would stop. 24 hours, and then move forward through time. But those who are evil, they would die. Because she's inside of me. And because my soul is the planet, I can withstand the electricity. It's how we bust out of your prison, that you guys have the illusion keeps me in here forever through the former mother being a weapon when she's no longer that weapon. So that's the evil grandmother mutating the virus. So this is Willow. If you when you watch Willow here, it was a different time. So the 9 past lives that we've all lived, mankind, it was a different time. Evil had the weapon because they had the illusion that, or this disillusion that they could always manipulate the other former mother to become pregnant to fire their weapons, which is a black hole, EMP, or COVID. So it's a different time 9 lives ago. This is the 10th life. It's a different time now. It was a time of destiny. So when you see this part here, it says it was a different time. It was a time of destiny. And there's one candle here with wind that gets blown out, and one candle here that's still lit. This is the good grandmother, because it's a light. And this candle here is the evil grandmother. So this candle here, evil grandmother, good grandmother. That's why evil was able to mutate that virus so easily in 9 past lives, plus create black holes. So that blacked out candle there, that's this evil grandmother climbing up the wall here. This good grandmother here, that's that candle over there. So it was a different time. It was a time of destiny. So a time when a child could tip the balance between good and evil, meaning over the past 9 lives, they've been able to tip it towards evil, but this time around, that child, they can get pregnant and nothing's going to happen. What the danger is, though, is like I said, mankind could still, they might be able to harness the energy from mankind, but given a chance to be able to exercise and build the muscle tissue that can create the vaccine and get rid of all the viruses around planet Earth, means, we could avoid that catastrophe. So that's the end of my slide presentation. So yeah, I like closing with a song usually. So I don't know what to put on. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning over here. So this story that I just told you, okay? I'm going to link these songs for you here. So right here, so I saw the decade in. It seemed the world could change in the blink of an eye, or it could change whenever the former mother would become pregnant and mutate COVID and make Revelation 6:8 become a reality. And if anything, then there's your sign of the times. Religion, okay? So now we go over to sign of the times. Hairstyles. So just stop your crying. It's a sign of the times. So the Jesus Jones is connected to sign of the times here through that particular lyric. If anything, then there's your sign of the times. Meaning, what I just told you. If anything, there's your sign of the times. You're looking for the end of you're looking for the end of times, right? So the story of how I described how Revelation 6:8 is actually about rabies. There's your sign of the times. You're looking for the end of times. You're in it. So just stop your crying. It's a sign of the times, meaning that Native American is the fault of all creation. Well, I thought Caucasians were in control. No, sorry guys, Native Americans made everything. Stop your crying, in other words. Welcome to the final show. So, this show here that you're watching, or these videos that I'm making, consider them as like a show, right? Until I can get my TV show up and running here, where I'm talking to you on my phone, literally, because it's one of my defense my defense projects, because when the evil aliens come here, they're instantly gonna make you guys bow down with their technology and make you believe this and that. But I'm telling you, don't do that. Don't be stupid. Tell them, we understand that you have the story about him being Satan, and that you have a videotape, and that you're going to try to de-atomize a prisoner to showcase your power, and that you're going to fix the sick. But he says that he can do that too, but he needs 2 years to do it. So you won't mind if you just go fly back to where you came from, and then we'll call you back in when his defense is all done. We're not going to allow prosecution first, because if you allow prosecution to prosecute me first, you're basically allowing them to make me out to be guilty instead of innocent. So all I'm asking is that I be afforded the opportunity to provide my defense first, just like a regular case, so that I can prove that I'm innocent before they try to prove me guilty. Because if they prove me guilty by allowing that tape to play or whatever else may happen they have up their sleeve, instantly you're going to get the perception that I'm guilty. And I don't want to walk around here with the perception that I'm guilty, because I know 100% that I'm not guilty. So I'm just asking you as a fellow human being to allow me to build my defense. So when they come here, just say, no, go back where you came. We're going to let him deal with his defense, because we don't see any horns on him. We don't see this or that on him. So we want to make sure that we're not going to, sell our souls down the river and mess things up and yada, yada, yada. And we want to make sure that he can, exercise and create that vaccine. Because if I can create that vaccine for you guys, that's a red flag you want to worry about. If I can pull a TV show out of the planet's core by waking up my spirit, and then all of a sudden you see me talking on your phones, it's going to prove that I'm the real deal. If I get some spaceships over from the elemental universe coming over here, heavily equipped and armed, it's going to prove that I'm the real deal. So I need to be afforded those opportunities to build my defense. And all I'm asking is that you give me that time to build my defense. And part of that defense is broadcasting your cell phone to the world through some sort of TV show. I need technology that can record this the way I'm using this little thing on here now, and I can speak like I am now instead of me having to upload it to YouTube. It gets uploaded to some hardware thing that I got here in the house, like a hard drive, a big hard drive, hundreds of trillions of terabytes, because this show is going to be 24 hours long. You're going to see me here 24 hours. I'll even want cameras in the house just to make sure, to give you peace of mind that I'm not opening up a portal to hell every night when I go to sleep and taking off or jumping into UFO or something. I need cameras here so that you can understand that I'm not going anywhere, and I'm just sitting here exercising and making my TV show. So that's welcome to the final show. I'm going to create a show for you, and that's what that means. Welcome to the final show. If it's the final show, it means that we're not going to rewind time and die and do this over again. It's evil's final show. And if you guys drop the ball on that and, don't listen to what I'm saying, that's your own damn fault. So hope you're wearing your best Sunday clothes. You can't bribe the door on your way to the sky. So you look pretty good down here, but you ain't really good. That's referring to looking up in the sky when the aliens come here. We're down here on planet Earth and we're looking up in the sky and they're saying this and that. Well, you look pretty good down here, aliens, but you ain't really good. So, if we never learn, we've been here before. Why are me and my new mother of all creation stuck and running from the bullets? The bullets. Nukes, bullets, and bombs. We never learned we've been here before. The only reason we're running from them is because you allow them to fill your head with naivety or pride and ego. Your head is like this, but then it goes like that, like, woohoo! We're the boss, we're the kings of all creation, woohoo! And when that happens, that's when you start shooting bullets my way, because you allow these guys to trick you, man. You allow evil to make you believe you're something you're not. And then you start shooting bullets my way. So, we got to get away from here. We got to get away from that mentality is what it means. We got to get away from here. We got to get away from this mentality. We as Earth are our own planet. This is our planet, has been since we've been here for 20,000 years. And, 200,000 years. So This is ours. Just because some other race comes over from another planet pretending to be something they're not, you know, you need to put yourself first. You it's like it's like Christopher Columbus coming over here, claiming that this is his land. We told him to fuck off. Just get the fuck out of here, man. You're lost, man. You don't call us Indians. You didn't find your way to, you know, you didn't find your way to India. If he found his way to India, you should recognize the difference between, do I look like I'm from India? No. Why the hell call me an Indian then? He didn't find a short road to India. So, you know, it's the same thing, man. Then, you know, people come into this new world, right? Can you imagine if we Native Americans fought back and we weren't such a peaceful people? Imagine if we, you know, eradicated every boat that landed on the continent. You guys wouldn't own this continent, would you? I bet you by now would have invented the wheel, and we probably would have advanced ourselves just like you. I mean, India did it, right? China did it, right? So why not Native Americans? That's just an example of, you know, what's going to go down here. And I'm telling you, as planet Earth, we need to stick together because these people are evil. So it's the same process. When they come over here pretending to be something you're not, like Christopher Columbus, tell them to take a hike for a little bit. Come back later. So we got to get away from here. The mentality that, you know, just because somebody comes over here looking the same race as you, claiming to be the mother and father of all creation, doesn't mean they are. They're not. They're liars. They're imposters. I'm the real deal. And Olivia Rodrigo is the real deal. And you need to rally around us and not them. So get away from him. Get away from the mentality of, you know, that big head. So, see this here? Breaking through the atmosphere. That breaking through the atmosphere is a black hole because of the 3 UFOs they positioned around the planet here. When the mother's spinal cord from their fetus pops into existence at certain times, if she had the I think it's electricity inside her, the electrons that are being smashed at their particle accelerators would have went flying off towards one of their nuclear fusion reactors and would have got swallowed by the nuclear fusion reactor at the exact same moment, which creates a black hole on planet Earth, either over the Bermuda Triangle, the Dragons Triangle, and the Pacific Ocean, or at the bottom of the planet in Antarctica, where they buried 3 UFOs. And a big hole would have got torn in the atmosphere, and half the planet would have got sucked out on that side of the outside, and the other side would have died from lack of oxygen. So just stop your crying. Have the time of your life. Big black hole breaking through the atmosphere, but things are pretty good from here because that can't happen now because we took the powers away. So we never learn. We've been here before. This is your 10th life, and if you fuck up and do something that you're going to regret later, such as treason or blasphemy against me, there's no turning back. You can't come crawling to me on your hands and knees and ask for forgiveness because you won't get any from me. You fucking sell your soul out. The pedophiles come in here, pretend to be something they're not. That's your own damn fault. So remember that. You can't come crawling to me or crying back to me saying, please forgive me for standing with those pedophiles. I didn't know. Because I tried warning you. So we don't talk enough. We should open up before it's all too much. Will we ever learn? You need to learn to love me and Olivia and not these other people. If you can learn to do that, you may just get out of this alive. So that's your sign of the times, right? But, you know, this is the sign, ace of base. So I got a new life. You would hardly recognize me. You know, I'm the father of all creation with grandmother in me. I got a new life. You'd hardly recognize me as the Alpha and Omega. I'm so glad. How can a person like me care for you? You know, you talk shit about me, or you sell your soul. That you take the mark of the beast upon your right hand. That's your own damn fault. Why do I bother when you're not the one for me? You know, why bother chasing that guy in the clouds that come here in the UFOs when they're not the one for you? Me and Olivia are. We're the ones that have been on this planet with you for the past 20,000 years, and now these guys come around here like Christopher Columbus, pretending to be something they're not, trying to eradicate, mankind, because that's their ultimate goal, get rid of us. So, I saw the sign and opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Life is demanding without understanding. So, no one's going to drag you up into the light where you belong, except yourself. You're either going to follow the path of darkness when these aliens come here and let them drag you to hell, or you're going to, tell them to fuck off and fix yourself and come to the light with me and Olivia. Those are your only two choices. Under the pale moon. Pale moon. What is she on the moon here, right? Oh, I remember where I saw that moon right there. Here, it's all purple there, but it's kind of pale looking, right? Pale. Huh. Under the pale moon. But where else did I hear that? So, under the pale moon, where I see a lot of stars. Or did I just see that stars there? Yeah, look at all those stars. Wow. This is interesting. And I'm not being sarcastic for the hell of it. I mean, I did not know that was in that song, Olivia. I didn't know that Under the Pale Moon was part of Ace of Base lyrics. And look at all the stars. Sorry for being sarcastic, but why could a person like how could a person like you bring me joy? Olivia Rodrigo, Under the Pale Moon, where I see all stars. I mean, I've told you before, mankind. The reason why she's been selected is because it's a racial thing. It's a racial thing that we have to nip in the bud. So you remember that you're going to be presented with two Caucasian mothers. One is real and one is not real. And I'm telling you, Olivia Rodrigo is real, not this other faker that comes over here. So why are you under the pale moon? So we gotta go. Pale horse. Relation, huh? So. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him. And power is given for the earth. So your mother is the pale horse, meaning grandmother is inside of me. And once I put grandmother inside of Olivia and we bind our souls together, if you're not 100% pure and following the light, you'll die. Because when we bind our souls together, we're going to steal the electromagnetic energy of the universe and shock evil to death. Anyone evil to death will die. When we make love and bind our souls together, it's a death sentence for anyone who hasn't followed the light. So that's why she's the pale horse. Grandmother's inside of me, but when we bind our souls together by making love and she becomes grandmother, the invisible electromagnetic radiation universe, which is evil grandfather, who is magnetism, and good and evil grandmother, who is electricity, it becomes good grandmother and good grandfather. And that's a lot of electricity. And that electricity will kill you if you're not following the light. So, and I looked and behold, Olivia Rodrigo, and his name, Anthony Kagi, sat on him was Death. I am Father Death. She's Mother Life. I'm Father Death. That's what the law of duality is about. And hell followed with him. There's no minions, there's no demons that's gonna follow us. You're in hell because you don't know what what heaven looks like. You have this perception that it's in the clouds, or it's a spiritual place. You don't know that heaven is a planet where futuristic cities that house 11 billion people exist. Those cities, there's 110 super cities, and they're in circles that house 40 condo towers, pink glass condo towers that house 100 million people per city. Means there's 11 billion people per planet in 4,400 condo towers or 110 super cities, all interlinked by magnetic levitation trains, and have access to UFOs. And they grow their food, and that they want to eat, but they can basically, the microwave that they have. Imagine going to the grocery store, but instead of buying food, you would just grab like some what do they call that? Carbon. You'd grab like a carton of carbon. So like, imagine grabbing like a carton of eggs, but it's a carton of carbon. It's little pucks. You grab that little puck of carbon, you put it in the microwave, and you press whatever you want. Man, you could get an apple. You put that carbon in there, and the nuclear fusion reactors, they rearrange the carbon atoms into an apple or a banana or a steak dinner, whatever you want. You put the carbon puck in there, and that's how they make their food. So that's a futuristic place called heaven. It's a physical place. In order to get there, you need to be good, and we need bodies in the 7 parallel universes, because there's 8 parallel universes, 8 people that look the exact same, 8 different souls with 8 different consciousness. It means that you move your soul from person to person to person over and over, forever and ever and ever, and you exercise. You never die. You never grow old. That's heaven. Right now, you're in hell because this has been created by this planet has been created by pedophiles. That's why pedophilia exists here. You're in hell. So if hell follows him, it means that you're going to follow me, because I'm the father of all creation. I'm Father Death. And you now know who the pale horse is. It's Olivia Rodrigo, your mother, who will kill evil when we make love with one another. You now know what that verse means. And I didn't know that. I'm just learning on the fly here. I find it very ironic that she's on a pale moon and there's stars there. And then, we go back over to the sign, and under the pale moon where I see a lot of stars, is it up and up? I saw the sign, it opened up my eyes, I saw the sign. So I just saw the sign. I didn't know that was there. So hopefully you see the sign too, guys. So we'll end with those 3 songs, is what I'm saying. So, but how about one more? Here's song. Now that you know she's the pale horse, how about Mother? You know what? You guys watch this now. That's all. Mother, do you think they'll drop the nuclear bomb on us over here? No? Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb and admit that they're from an evil civilization? Mother, do you think that these aliens will come over here and drop the bomb and get down on their hands and knees so that we don't have to rewind time and shock everybody evil to death by binding our souls together? So, that's a pale wall. Anyhow, you now know your mother is the pale horse.